Fallout 76 is full of limited time events and some weird challenges. In this video, we'll be going over how to find Catch a Commie, the board game, as you'll need it for the upcoming spring cleaning event, and you may need it for daily challenges. If you intend to use this as a guide to actually find board games, yes, you can, because a lot of these locations have more than one board game, and I'll be pointing those out as we go, along with any other goodies that we happen to pass by, because I want you guys to get the most bang for your buck. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Spring Cleaning Challenge event, it is coming up starting Tuesday, May the 7th and running through the 21st. You will have 2 weeks of challenges where you need to complete so many challenges in order to actually gain a prize. Now, these prizes are going to be limited in nature, and so a lot of times we don't actually see them again. So if you see anything that you like, make sure that you're participating. If you have no idea what it is altogether, please check out my other video, which goes over everything that you need to know about the event. All the challenges for this event were data mined over on the PTS by FailedNerevarine. I'm sure I butchered that again. I'll be referring to him as Failed, but please go over and check out the Datamine Discord, which will have the link in the description. So a huge thank you to Failed for actually revealing these challenges. Now, keeping that in mind, Bethesda has the right to change any of these challenges at any time. You will actually need to scrap the Catch a Commie board game during week 2 of the challenge, where you'll have to complete 6 of the 7 tasks. The best part about this challenge is that you do not need to collect it during spring cleaning. You just need to have it and scrap it, so you can actually get a hit on this one and find it now before everybody else is looking for them. As always, anytime we do these videos where we're searching for something, if I happen to see something else that may be useful to you in the future or even for this event, I will be pointing it out because I want you to get your most bang for your buck. This video will be going over 15 different locations where the Catch a Commie board game can spawn. Now, if there's multiples in some of these locations, don't take them all, especially if it's during week 2 of the actual challenge, because, well, that's just rude unless you're on your private server, and then, you know, you do you. Without further ado, let's get into location number 1. Alright, so straight down from the Overseer's house, there's the Overseer's house. You're going to come down over the side and you're going to look for this blue house here. Now, there could be some mole rats or rat rats in here, but this house is going to have a bunch of stuff that you need for the spring cleaning challenge, including a Catch the Commie game. There's a cap stash that actually can spawn right there, just in case you're looking for one. But here's Catch a Commie. And then if you go downstairs, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff all in this house. There's brooms and stuff. You can't pick them up, which is just a shame. And there's mops and hose and everything else, but you can't pick, you know, you don't need those. So fertilizer right there, since you're down here in the basement anyway. There's a bobblehead that can spawn right there. Abraxo right there. And then plunger, bar soap, and then a magazine can spawn right there. I am over at the White Springs Golf Club, and this is another location where you can find a Catch a Commie game, and it is full of ghouls, so you may not want to actually come here. This is the Artisan's Shops. Anyway, you just want to go right and head up the stairs here, and as soon as you get up the stairs, it will be this first door on your left. Now, inside you'll find a bunch of different stuff, so you can definitely look around if you want to, but the Catch a Commie is upstairs right here, and there's also plungers and toilet paper and Abraxo, so turn around. There's toilet paper and Abraxo right there, and some soap if you want that as well, and then a bear also if you need that for future reference. There's also a couple bears down the way a little bit, but then there's also some toilet paper here, a plunger there. Now, this is one of the brand new locations that we recently got, called the Blue Ridge Bunkhouse. It's not too far from Vault 76, so if you're a newer player, this may be a perfect location, as there's no enemies. There is quite a few things here, including a power armor frame that you can get, and they will actually have the Catch a Commie board game. There's a teapot, there's Abraxo, soap, and we also have fertilizer, all at this location. So that's the power armor frame that I was talking about. Some oil cans in case you need oil ever. There's a bunch in here as well. And then there's another box of Abraxo. This place is a great place to loot just in general, especially if you're a lower level or you just need some new scrap. There's a ton of stuff, including a brahmin as well. There's a bar of soap in here. And then a bag of fertilizer down here. And then if you head upstairs, more oil. And then there's a refrigerator. Inside the refrigerator, there's some ammo and a chance for a bobblehead. Getting turned around a little bit. There's a 0 vault, or safe I should say. There's a couple of those here actually. Locks that you can pick, they're 0, but here is Catch a Commie along with several other board games and the teapot.
I know a guy who could fix that.
Alright, this next location is one of the places I come to kill some blood eagles. I come up here pretty frequently, so I definitely remember that they had a bunch of board games, and look, lo and behold, they have Catch a Commie. Alright, this next location has a broom and a Catch a Commie, and I think a couple plungers and some toilet paper, if I'm not mistaken, so Mountainside Bed and Breakfast. So if you just go in through the bottom here, you'll see the first broom there. Well, that's the only broom. Some soap right there, in case you want to come back and grab that as well. And then if you grab the keys off of here, you can get to the second plunger. Anyway, you'll want to head upstairs. There's the Abraxo. Here's the plunger and toilet paper. But you head upstairs, and there's some board games up here, and here is Catch a Commie. And then, like I said, if you open up this door with the keys downstairs, you'll find another plunger right there. So there you go, and TP. For our next Catch the Commie board game location, we're going to be going to the abandoned bunker. Here it is in relation to Fort Atlas, which is one of the free fast travel locations. Anyway, when you load inside, you'll have to go downstairs, and you'll see Catch a Commie right here on the table on your left as soon as you enter. Now you'll also notice that you can come over this way, and there will be some toilet paper as well. And then also, right here, there will be a Abraxo and a broom available as well. Now if you stay down here in the water, you can actually go back a little bit further and get another Abraxo back here. So right next to Nuka World on Tour, there is Abandoned Mineshaft 3. And as you can see, you can actually see Nuka World on Tour from over here. Anyway, you just want to go inside of the bunker here. There is going to be some sugar bombs and stuff like that on the ground. But right here on the table out back is Catch a Commie. The next location that we'll go to get the Catch a Commie board game is not going to be too far from 76. It's over here at Portside Pub. Now there's 3 board games that you can actually get in here. There's also a cigarette machine in case you ever need cigarettes or alcohol. There's plenty of alcohol in here too, but here is Catch a Commie sitting right there on the table. Alright, for the spring cleaning challenge here, I'm going to be showing you Pleasant Valley Cabins. I'm not going to show you the whole area or loot the whole area. I did a whole video on that. This place is fantastic for all sorts of stuff, so make sure to check that out if you're interested, including a ton of bobbleheads and magazines, bears, just about you name it, they have it here. Anyway, we're going to be finding a couple of Catch the Commie board games, which is going to be probably the hardest thing to find on this list if you're going to go searching for that. And then also we will be finding some Abraxo and a plunger, I do believe, are the only things, but there's going to be a ton of ceramic. There will be some turrets that can spawn there, and then one in the bedroom here. But anyway, let's get to it. So Catch a Commie can spawn right there. There's 3 board games right there as well. And then like there's ceramic there and all sorts of stuff all over the place. Here's a Abraxo. It spawns right there. If for some reason you use an explosive weapon, make sure just to check and make sure you didn't knock it over in the floor. Anyway, there's a ton of stuff, like I said, crystal and beer just about everywhere. And then there's vases and stuff all over the place as well. If you head in here, there is, I thought there was bar soap, but I'd be wrong. Anyway, let's go over this way. And if you head over here, more board games can spawn in here. Now, I don't see Catch a Commie in here, but there's a magazine that can spawn right there. That doesn't mean that it couldn't spawn, so maybe come back and check. But there's, of course, a bunch of plastic and more stuff over here. But here's the other Abraxo. And then there's a plunger right here. And I did not see any soap in here, so you'll have to let me know if you find any soap. And then if you head down a little bit further here, you'll get to another set of cabins here. And this is where you'll find some more Abraxo and another Catch the Commie. And there's a ton of vases up there. I mean, there's just stuff literally everywhere here. And there's even some bears upstairs here. But anyway, here is the other Catch a Commie. It's upstairs there. And then the other Abraxo is right here. Now we are going to the White Springs Refuge. If you hear a bunch of talking, that is because the responders will not shut their mouths. Anyway, this is the main hub. You'll probably, she definitely will not shut up. Anyway, if you just run straight past all the stuff with the Atlantic City and Giuseppe, you'll see all these posters. If you go in, there's a ton of board games in here, including, guess what, Catch a Commie. But I think it has every single board game in this actual location, which is kind of cool. Alright, so this next location is Fraternity Row, and if you're up here trying to get stuff for the spring cleaning event, this is actually going to be 2 locations because Fraternity Row is normally, more than one house. But anyway, this first house, you're going to be able to find a bunch of stuff. Like, if you're just coming in just to look for stuff in general, there's always board games and stuff like that in here. There's lots of glass and lots of beer, lots of cigarettes, you name it. There's like even some rare Nuka-Colas in some of the houses, a microscope, garden gnomes, there's all teapots, there's all sorts of stuff in these houses, including some rare stuff that you can't get anywhere else, including a rare baseball bat can spawn in and all sorts of stuff. Now I'm just going to take you to the couple locations that actually have the things that you're 100% looking for. Like I said, there's going to be plastic and ceramic all over the place in there because they got cigarettes with ashtrays and stuff like that. So make sure that you're kind of looking around, but I'm going to take you to Abraxo, plungers, toilet paper, Catch a Commie game, and a broom. So first one is going to be downstairs here. Everything's going to be downstairs, but there's a rare baseball bat that can spawn down here, just FYI. And if you come over here, you're going to find there's a bobblehead that can spawn there, and there's a Abraxo that can actually spawn right there. And then if you come straight over, there is a bathroom with toilet paper and a plunger that you can actually get. Now, just to head back out, now there's ghouls and roaches and stuff like that in this area, but you're going to head straight up the hill here, and I'm just going to fast forward through it. Alright, so you're looking for the blue door here, which is right here. Now as soon as you enter, you're going to find a broom. It'll be right there. I could have swore that there was more Abraxo in this house, but apparently not. There's a microscope there. There's toilet paper and a plunger, and then a bar of soap even. And then if you head upstairs, we have to go all the way up. There's a teapot right there on the counter. The sugar bombs, irradiate sugar bombs actually spawn in here. There's all sorts of stuff. If you head through this bedroom right here, there's going to be a Catch the Commie board game right there. Alright, this next location actually has Distinguished Guest as its event. It's not too far from Vault 76. It's right over here. It's one of the golf course locations. Anyway, this place has some Abraxo, it has Catch a Commie, and it has 4 brooms. So let me go ahead and show you where the brooms are at. And it also has some soap. Alright, so the first broom is going to be right as soon as you come inside right here. There's also a box of Abraxo and soap right there. If you come through here, this is also a ton of plastic, so if you need plastic, make sure you stop and pick that up. You come this way, right here, you'll find soap right there, and more Abraxo right there. And then if you head back into the kitchen, you'll find a broom here, and another broom there. So there's 3 of the 4 brooms. And then let's head upstairs real quick, and I'll show you where Catch a Commie's at, and show you where the last broom is also at. So you're going to be going all the way upstairs to the attic. Now this place is fantastic for cork, plastic, all sorts of stuff. So the last broom's going to be right here at the top of the stairs. And there's a full Giddy Up Buttercup in case anybody needs it. And there's also some bears that spawn in here as well, and bobbleheads and such. But here is the Catch a Commie board game, as you can see right there. But I think there's a bobblehead and a magazine that actually spawn in this room, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like something spawns over here, possibly up there, and on one of these beds. And then, of course, there's the weird one-eyed souvenir bear that's also here. Alright, the next location we're going to head off to is Lady Janet's Soft Serve. It's up above Vault 76, so it's just north. If you're in the Forest region or a newer player, this is a good one to go to. Anyway, you'll spawn in behind the burnt out trailer here, and on the inside you'll find some Abraxo as soon as you come in, and of course there are some bears and a couple other things inside of this actual trailer that you may want to go looking for. One of them being a magazine that spawns right here behind or on top of this safe. There's a recipe there as well. And then if you get up on the roof, There will be a bobblehead back over this way. I always find a science bobblehead. Let me know if you've ever found anything other than a science bobblehead. I think it's because of the Breaking Bad bears that's down there, which is kind of funny. Anyway, there will be ghouls here, but to get to the Catch the Commies, you'll need to run straight down the road. Once you get to the burnt out car, that there's a dead lady carrying some ham. Anyway, or Cajun rice, my bad. Anyway, once you get to the car here, you'll see this box, and it's full of Catch the Commies. There's 4 in there. And then to the left, there's a banjo that you can take and sell in your vendor. I'm in Freddys House of Fears, and if you need a Catch a Commie, this is another good location as long as you have the rustic key, or you know somebody that does, as this is a location where you get a ton of board games, including Catch a Commie. Alright, for this next location, it is Vault 51. It's in the top left-hand corner of the map in the forest region. Now, you might recognize it because you did have to come up here to get your free shelter, but this place is full of all the things that you could possibly need for the spring cleaning challenge, just about. It does have a ton of toilet paper. There's plungers here and in the free shelter part, and then there's also Abraxo, brooms, Catch a Commie, just about everything you could think of. But I'm going to go through and show you a couple of the locations for stuff so that way you know where they're at. Anyway, you want to come in. There's ceramic and stuff all through here. There's a ton of ceramic right here that you could scrap down if you need to. But if you want to come up the stairs here and go to the right, there's a Abraxo right there. And then there's one on the floor. And then 2 more up here. And then there's sugar bombs can actually spawn back here as well. If you need stems or anything like that, feel free to pick that up as well. And then if you come around the corner here, there's even more stuff, as there's a Catch the Commie board game here. And if you look around, there's a ton of other stuff as well. There's a garden gnome. Anyway, let's go ahead and we'll see if we can find the rest of this stuff real quick. So soap and stuff, you can't actually pick that up, unfortunately, so you can't use it. But here's one of the plungers. Here's some of the toilet paper. And there's more toilet paper right here. So you can get everything you possibly could need in here. Now, there are ghouls in here, so you will have to take those guys down. But like I said, there's tons of stuff to look through and look around at. And so you'll find in the locker rooms there's a Abraxo, and the bathrooms there's toilet paper and all that fun stuff. Oh, and I forgot the broom. Here's more toilet paper here. I almost forgot something. Let me show you this before I do forget. Right here. There's a broom right there. A clean one. Anyway, there's more downstairs in the locker rooms, but there's a whole bunch of ceramic here as well. Another board game if you need board games for a different challenge at some other date. And then there's an extra bedroom. But this place is huge. I would definitely suggest that you just kind of walk around and see if there's anything that you possibly could want or need. But like I said, there's a couple brooms. There's quite a bit of Abraxo. If you find the locker rooms, you'll be finding a bunch of it. So let's go over here and see if we can find the locker rooms. This is definitely not it, but there's still another garden gnome. Here's some pre-war food. There's pumpkin pie. There's, I think, 5 pumpkin pies in here. So yeah, you just look around, you will find all sorts of stuff. I gotta see if I can find this wonderful thing for you guys. A bunch of these doors are actually locked, so you won't be able to get into them, which kind of stinks. Here's the locker rooms with all of the bloody mess that they have. Anyway, there's a Abraxo there and another broom right there. So yeah, if you just kind of look around, you'll find all sorts of stuff in this place. So good luck. I hope you find everything you need. So that was 15 locations where you can actually find Catch the Commie board game. And if you are on the prowl for getting a bunch of board games like in your private server or whatever before the event actually starts, and you're wanting to sell them to other players or what have you so they can scrap them during week 2, and you need to reset your servers, then by all means check out this next video so that way you can reset your servers and get those things to spawn infinitely. Alright guys, take care, and I'll see you in the wasteland.